All right, counterpunch boxing. Okay, check it out. I want to give you guys kind of I don't know, man, the aftermath of the Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs. I put out like a quick reaction video, and now I've had a little bit of time to go back, watch it, rethink it, and kind of collect my thoughts. So here we go. Going back and watching the fight, using pause, by the way, without sound, Golovkin clearly won. It is about effective aggression, landed punches, and effective punching. A lot of Jacob's punches landed on the gloves, the elbows, the arms. I mean, it just, boxing is about scoring points, okay? Golovkin connected at a higher rate, along with the knockdown, and he stunned him with a jab, and he was the aggressor. And look, I mean, it's the fundamentals of judging: effective aggression, clean punching, defense, ring generalship. So when you put all that into one thought process, you should come to the conclusion that Golovkin won. I mean, everything Jacobs did was just flashy, and it didn't really win. It wasn't enough to win him the fight. Okay, and here's the thing: we expected a knockout, not a 12-round decision. Or a 12-round boxing match. Therefore, it's like Golovkin is immediately penalized because the knockout artist didn't knock the guy out. So everyone is acting like Golovkin lost because he didn't knock the guy out. I mean, it was a close fight, but it was close because Jacobs used dirty tactics. I mean, this was basically a cruiserweight against a middleweight. It reminded me of the illegal hand wrap situation with Margarito. I mean, it really did. I just don't like, and I'll get into that in a minute, but I really don't like that weight thing with the IBF. Um, so it just, kind of reminded me of that. But it was a close fight. But look, if they had a rematch, which I don't think they should, they need a rehydration clause. And, they need to, make sure they get the contract right, because that should have been a stipulation in the contract. And the thought process is, if Golovkin didn't knock him out, he somehow lost. But it's hard to knock a guy out that is damn near 200 pounds, that has every advantage over you. I mean, I think Golovkin was very disciplined, focused, and this was another test, and he passed with flying colors. I mean, that's how I look at it, because sometimes you need to read between the lines in order to see what really happened. Okay, this was not a robbery, although it could have been, another Kovalev Ward situation. The judges got it right, and if you go back and study the fight, you will realize the judges got it right. Just go back and watch it and rescore it. I mean, to simplify things, the Golovkin haters are going to say he lost because he did not destroy Jacobs like he did Lemieux, Rosado, or maybe Dominic Wade, and all the rest. I mean, they're going to they look at it as a loss because he didn't completely annihilate this guy, and I thought he was going to. So, but he still won regardless. I mean, we didn't get a big drama show, but what we did see is Golovkin overcoming adversity and just incredible focus. I mean, he could have opened up and hurt Jacobs, but he didn't. He showed that he's a disciplined fighter. Like when he had him in trouble a couple times, he backed off, and the commentators even made a comment about that, how he's a disciplined fighter. Wow, look at that picture of a young Golovkin right there. Excuse me. Look, and let's put this into perspective. A middleweight just beat a man 15 to 20 pounds heavier, than he was. Jacobs also had the reach advantage. He was the quote bigger boxer, as he kept saying, taller, stronger. And this guy, was hanging on to dear lives at times. Like I mentioned last night, he was fighting to not lose. Okay, he was trying to not get knocked out. You can't win a fight trying to not get knocked out. Okay, I mean, look, this, like I said, this isn't Las Vegas. Jacobs is not Mayweather. You cannot win a decision by jab, grab, hold, repeat. Okay, that just doesn't fly anymore. I mean, it used to, but not anymore. You know, uh, I mean, it almost seemed like if anyone lands a clean punch on Golovkin, he somehow loses a round. It's just like the bar is set really high. If he doesn't knock him out, if they land anything meaningful like that uppercut with Kell Brook, then he's exposed. And shit like that. So, and look, and let's not forget, Jacobs did not even come close to hurting Golovkin. Jacobs landed his best punch, and Triple G didn't even flinch, didn't phase him at all. Triple G knocked him down, stunned him with a jab, wobbled him multiple times, and again, Golovkin was never phased, not even for 1 second, by anything that Jacobs did. I mean, he didn't show him anything at all. So, you know, I mean, if he did, like, I'd like to see it because I've watched it now like 3 or 4 times, and look, all these racist channels out there that are claiming Jacobs was robbed by, but Kovalev wasn't, look, if I honestly thought Golovkin lost, I would be the first one to admit it because I will always defend what is right rather than telling people what they want to hear, okay? Once again, I offer anyone the same challenge I offered during the Kovalev Ward fight. Come on to the channel. We can score it live. Show me that he lost. Now, let's talk about Deontay's Boxing Nation. Okay, first of all, grown ass men need to stop crying and whining when they didn't get their way. I mean, look, if Jacobs would have won, I would have congratulated him because that's what grown ass men do. I respect the sport of boxing. This dude reminds me of a man child pouting because someone took his favorite toy away. Seriously, I mean, he's a disgrace to boxing media and should be banned. He doesn't deserve to cover the sport of boxing. He is a racist spreading hate and does absolutely nothing for boxing except give it a bad name. That's all he does. People like him leech. I repeat, people like him leech off the sport of boxing, milking it for every penny they can get. And it is such a shame. He uses his own people against each other because everything is racist according to him. It couldn't be that Golovkin won a tough decision. It's got to be racism. But we all know that shit. It's played out, and you can only cry wolf so many fucking times, okay? I mean, this whole, racism shit, it's really getting old. I mean, I went and watched some of his videos, and man, I mean, it's getting out of control, okay? Like I said, he is a disgrace to boxing. And, look, the African American community, they need to know what he does. I mean, he basically plays you guys against each other to make money. I mean, that's what he does. And, and I'm just sick of it. I really am. I mean, why does everything have to be about racism? Why is everything racist? If you don't get your way, it's racist, racist, racist. Although immediately after the fight, dude entered or interviewed Roy Jones and a ton of other black boxers, well-respected black boxers, and every single one of them had Golovkin winning. It's like this guy runs around the stadium, runs around the garden trying to find anyone to agree that this was some kind of racist conspiracy against Golovkin. I mean, it's pathetic. That's what he does. Like, he'll even bait him. He'll be like, well, I mean, do you think that maybe it's because Golovkin is the white favorite box? Yeah, he has, he'll do shit like that to try to get these black guys to agree with him. And they just look at him like he's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So like I said, even Roy Jones disagreed and had Golovkin winning. He went so far as to dig up an old Canelo interview where he had Canelo bad-mouthing Golovkin. Is truly, truly pathetic. He needs to be a man and cut the nonsense. I mean, he just these young people are easily persuaded and they buy into the bullshit. Most of us grown ass people know exactly what he does. He uses the race card for profit, and I'm tired of it. And then people say, "Oh, well, you're a racist because you bring it up." Well, no, someone needs to bring it up because this guy is tainting the sport of boxing, and he's doing it. And look, and he's doing it for money. That is the only reason. And and I'm tired of people coming to my group, to my channel, because they've been brainwashed by this bullshit. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't racism in boxing, okay? But what I am saying is everything is not racist, okay? I mean, my God, it's like the wind blows and it's, Mother Nature is racist. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Look, I'm going to get off that for a minute. Look, I still think Golovkin beats Canelo. All right, because look, Golovkin will be the bigger, stronger man. If Golovkin can hold his own against the number two, according to them, the number two middleweight, coming in as a fucking cruiserweight, which by the way is very disgraceful, then he can handle a welterweight coming in as a light heavyweight because we know Canelo comes in at 170, 175. Do I think Golovkin is on the decline? I can see it in his body and his body language. I really do. I think, but he might be on the decline. And look, go back and watch the Martin Murray fight or the Rosado fight. Golovkin looks a lot different now, but like Pacquiao, I think he can improve with his age. He can become a better boxer with crazy knockout power. So it's about evolving. I mean, every good boxer, if you go back in history, look at any good boxer, they evolve over time. So I think, maybe I shouldn't call it a decline. I think he is evolving into a better boxer, and that comes with maturity and age. I mean, it's a veteran. Look at a young Marquez. Look at a young. Juan Manuel Marquez, perfect example. Okay, and you'll see someone that evolved into a veteran master counterpuncher. Okay, but when he started out like a slugger, like a Mexican warrior. Okay, but when you incorporate the two, like Golovkin, I believe he's doing now, he's incorporating boxing and his God-given ability, a power puncher. He's even more dangerous, and that's kind of what I think now. But we want the big drama show, we want the knockout, so you know. I think that's why everyone is kind of a little bit shocked after the 12th round decision because we've never seen, the average Gennady Golovkin fight. Do you know what the average is? It's 4.8 rounds is his average. If you go back and look at all of his professional fights and you pull an average on it, it's under 5 rounds. It's 4.5 rounds he wins by knockout. So it is unusual to see him win by decision. So, but look, he cannot maintain that knockout ability forever. Even Keith Thurman, Mr. One Time, he's learned that valuable lesson. And by the way, Golovkin was tested 5 times by VADA, and I have not seen one test result, nothing for Jacob. So, when I get that information, I'll definitely pass it on, but I would like to know, why we haven't seen any testing. And remember another thing, this fight should have happened in December, and someone brought that up in the comments section. Shout out to whoever you are. This should have went down in December. So I think Golovkin could have been a little bit of a little rusty, a little bit of ring rust, especially going into the biggest fight of his career for middleweight supremacy. All right, and I have a message to all those Golovkin channels out there. The pro Golovkin, I'm talking to you now, the people that support Gennady Golovkin, don't be a hypocrite, okay? You can't give someone 100% praise and offer zero criticism, all right? You should set the examples for other to follow. Practice what you preach. Be a leader, not a follower, okay? I mean, be honest. I mean, don't just act like Golovkin is some god, okay? I honestly think, like, getting back to Canelo, I want to elaborate on this a little bit. I honestly think Golovkin beats Canelo, okay? But I'm not so sure what would happen up against like an Andre Ward. If they had a rehydration clause, I think Golovkin could take him. And actually that brings up another issue. Why didn't K2 Promotion put a rehydration clause in their contract? From what I hear, Jacobs demanded everything but the moon to be half full on fight night, right? Like the money, and I don't know about the rehydration though, but I don't understand why. Tom Loeffler and K2 Promotion, why didn't they put that clause in there? Why didn't they make it mandatory that he weighs in for the IBF? It should have been in black and white. It should have been in the writing, okay? So I don't know. And like I said, they both made about the same money. That's another thing that I thought was really odd. And, and I guarantee you if he would have won, if Jacobs would have won, he would not have given Golovkin a rematch. Okay, so, and it should have been a mandatory stipulation. So I don't know. It just seems like they dropped the ball there, and I don't know. I mean, and every promoter knows that trick. They all play weight games. So, so I don't know. So in closing, I congratulate both guys. But I was really disappointed that Jacobs immediately started to whine about the robbery, okay? I mean, I don't like that. Learn how to win, learn how to lose. Be a champion in winning and losing, okay? I don't know. He gave it his all, so I can respect that. But my mind quickly changes, to the weight issue issues and I lose respect, So I'll take a few days, kind of process everything, and then I'll give my final thoughts, later on. But I don't know. Like I said, to me, look, like I put the video out about dirty tricks. I think it was a dirty trick that they did that. I mean, they should have made that weight. No, again, I watched these other channels and they act like it's no big deal. But if Golovkin would have pulled some shit like that, they'd be all over it. So. But really, hey, I blame K2. I blame Tom Loeffler. They should have. I mean, man, that's like just like the simplest, stipulation. You should have that in your contract. I mean, that you have to weigh in for that IBF. I mean, that's just like I don't know. It's crazy that they didn't think about that. So look, man, look, let this channel be a voice, okay? Be your voice, all right? Let it be a megaphone to the boxing community. We are a fan-friendly channel. It's about boxing and nothing else, okay? I don't care about the monies, the views, the nothing, okay? This is all about boxing, and I think it's a part of boxing history, and I felt like someone needed to come in. I listened to all these other channels, and it's so obvious they have an agenda, right? Like this guy has this agenda, that guy has that agenda, and it's like they're acting. They just come on these channels and they act, okay? And I don't like it, so I thought, you know what, YouTube, they really need just a real ass dude to get on here and tell you like it really is, okay? That doesn't care about money, that doesn't care about popularity, that doesn't give a shit about any of that, because I don't, okay? So, and look, I'm getting a lot of people that get pissed off at me like, oh, you said Golovkin's on the decline. Well, I think he is, so why would I lie? Why would I not say that on my own boxing channel? Why would I go, oh, I better not say that? You know what I mean? So it's my opinion. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to just tell you what I think you want to hear. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So hopefully you can appreciate that. And in the comments section, give me your honest opinion. Be honest. Give me your honest opinion, okay? Because remember, we got to practice what we preach. We can't call out these other channels left and right, and be hypocritical about it and then get on here and just praise people, like Gennady Golovkin, because then, we're doing the same thing they're doing. So, I say lead by example and the rest will follow.